Hey, what's going on, guys? So today we're going to be doing a rear differential service on the 2004 Ford Explorer Sport Trac. This is my daily driver. Lord knows when the last time it was changed. So this is what you're going to need. Some 85 140, I believe. Everything I saw recommended 80 140 or 90 140. So that's what I got. From what I read on the forums, 2 quarts should get this job done. I've got a 1/2 inch socket, 3/8 ratchet, some non-chlorinated brake cleaner to clean the diff out and the diff cover. You're also going to need some black RTV right there. And I do have a gasket for that. Get this out here. That's it right there. So I've got the truck jacked up by the hitch receiver. I've just got a jack on the back, just lifting it up maybe 3 or 4 inches, just enough to give me a little bit of room to slide in and out of the back bumper. I'm not actually lifting the truck up. The truck is in park. If you guys want, you guys can back it up on ramps. I just find it easier to just jack up the back. My driveway is kind of sloped down. And then you're also going to need a container for the fluid and some rags. But I'm going to get under there and I'll show you guys once I get down there. All right, guys, as you can see, like I said, got just a couple inches of rise from where the truck sits stock or normal. Got this, some gloves. That's all I'm going to need. I'm also going to be using the Milwaukee ratchet just to make things a little bit easier. But if you guys are big boys like I am, you guys know it's a little tough to get into these things. So that's your diff here. As you guys can see, I still have my tag right there. I do have a 373 rear diff. Gear ratio, it's an open diff, no locker or limited slip. If you're looking at the diff from the back, right about here on the other side of your cover on your actual housing, that's where your 3/8 fill port is. That's the very first thing you guys need to do. I cannot stress that enough. There's no telling how many times I've cracked one of these open to service it and it's locked up, or same thing with the transfer cases. You take out the fluid, you drain it, and then you can't crack open the fill port. Make sure you guys can open the fill port before you guys start working on these things. You guys can tell the truck's a little dirty. We recently went on a little camping trip and took the Sport Trac. So we're taking another camping trip next weekend. I might vlog a little bit of that, but she's been a workhorse these past few weeks. So I'm going to set you guys up once I get most of this unbolted. I'm just going to leave the top bolt, but I'll show you guys when I get back to that. Alright, guys, so I'm back. Here we are. So I've got all the bolts cracked around the cover here. That top one I'm going to leave in. I didn't even have to pry this thing open, and it's been leaking since I cracked the first bottom half of these bolts. If you guys know, and if you don't know, trust me, this stuff smells rancid. Gear oil, especially used gear oil, smells very foul, very awful. But I'm gonna finish cracking all these off, or taking them off, and then I'll show you guys once I get this thing off. Show you guys once I get the cover off. Alright, so we're back. I've got the differential pretty sprayed out. Just making sure I get everything, all the old fluid out. You guys can see the rags in here. I mean, after that, you guys need to clean your mating surface. It looks like somebody's been in here before because it doesn't have a gasket. They used the RTV. The fluid didn't look terrible, but it is pretty dark regardless. The cover's sitting over there. I've already cleaned it. It's already cleaned up. So if you guys are wondering how to find out about what gear ratio you have in your covers, it's right on your tag right here. Maybe you guys can see that. So my tag says 3 and there's a space 73, which means, I believe if there was an L, it would mean it's a 373 limited slip. This is just a regular open diff 373. But you guys can see everything's wiring pretty good. I'm gonna finish cleaning this out, clean the mating surface all the way around, and then I'll be back with you guys. I'll show you guys how I put the RTV, the gasket, then a little bit more RTV on top of that. Very thin layers, because there is a gasket. After that, you let it sit for, I think, I believe Permatex recommends 1 hour on the packaging. I'm gonna let it sit for about 30 minutes and then torque it down. Obviously once I put it on there. After that, I'll add the fluid. I had already cracked the fill port, so make sure you guys do that. All right guys, so I didn't want to show you guys how to do that just because it is kind of a hassle filming and rubbing all this stuff together. Obviously the easiest way to do this is wear some gloves. You don't get as much on your hands, those are gloves, but here it is. You guys can see everything lines up. All I did was smear the RTV on the back on the cover. Once I got an even coat all the way around, set the gasket on there. Then I put the second coat of RTV on top of that. And I'm gonna get underneath and set the cover in there. I've got all the bolts down there. I didn't really bother cleaning them just because I'm not cleaning the cover either. So I'll show you guys everything going back together. All right, so hopefully you guys can see this. I know it's a little dark under the truck. I forgot to get a flashlight. I'll move that out of the way. This is clean. Basically, the easiest way, well, the easy way that I found was because I do have the rear of the truck jacked up and I don't have a spare tire under here. You should be able to just slide this in this way. I am gonna go on top of the sway bar like this. I should be able to just line it up. I'm not gonna set it down yet. I'm gonna try to stick a couple bolts in there first. Now you can kind of set it and let it go. But that's the easiest way that I have found to do these things. I've probably done 6 or 7 of them in my lifetime between a couple Jeeps, a couple trucks that I've owned. This is probably my 8th, 9th time doing it. I'm not 100% sure, but this is how I do it, guys. It seems to work for me. I'm sure it'll work for some of you guys. Don't forget to put your tag on there. I'm just gonna put it down here somewhere just because I already put the bolt on that it went on. I'm just gonna go hand tight in basically a little star pattern, and then I'll you can hear that closing up on there. After this, you just kind of let it set 30 minutes or so, then you can come back, tighten it up, get your fluid in there. Like I said, the Permatex packaging says wait 1 hour. I don't really have an hour because of daylight. I guess I could get under here and just fill it up tomorrow, but I've got some storms coming in, and you guys watched the last video. I was working on a fence in the back of the house, setting posts, trying to get those in before it rains, because I think we have a couple days of rain coming through. And yeah, I'm gonna let this set for about 30 minutes or so, like I said. After that, I will come back, finish taking out the fill port, and fill it up. Like I said, 2 quarts should do it. If not, I can always run to the parts store, take my wife's car, and get some more. So I'll show you guys when I get back. All right, well, the camera's about to die, but I've brought the light out, broke out the new torque wrench. My son, or well, me, I got it for myself for Father's Day, gift for my son. Little 3/8 torque wrench, 20 to 100 foot-pounds. These have to be torqued to 25 foot-pounds from everything I read online. Again, it's a 1/2-inch bolt. We're gonna go in a star pattern, and that's gonna be the end of the video because my camera is about to die. We'll see if I can even get in here. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna work. Maybe we'll start down here and we'll figure it out as we go. Well, I think the best thing to do is gonna be just tighten these up more, because from the looks of it, my hand tightening didn't do a whole lot. But yeah, guys, just go in a star pattern. And that's gonna be it. Obviously, if you don't have a torque wrench, just get them snugged down pretty good, you know, going a crisscross once you get. Hey, what's going on, guys? So if you guys got to the end there, my battery died on the GoPro, but I was able to finish up the differential fluid change. I did have to go get another bottle of this Lucas 85-140. It was a little low with the 2 quarts. I did a little bit more research. Some places were saying 2 quarts, some were saying 2.5 or 2 3/4. So I put another half bottle in there. I am kind of at a slight slope, so I got it all knocked out. But now the next thing is I'm going to change that PCV valve, so I am going to be doing a video on that. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you guys on the next one.